All right, so I've been in IT for a little bit over 6 months, and I want to talk about in this video what I thought IT was going to be like versus what it actually is. And the two are very similar, but they're definitely not the same. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Danelle, and I know I haven't been here in a long time, and I know I might have said something I was gonna make a series. I know, but things happen. I get busy, and I got hired. I got hired for a full-time role. And quite frankly, I've been working a lot, been real busy, and sometimes some things get put on the back burner, but my wife told me, "Hey, you're off today. You should make a video." And so that's what I'm here doing. I'm making a video. And I wanted to talk about, like I said in the intro, about my experience as an IT technician, the things I thought it was going to be like, and the things that I'm surprised that some specific things are like so important to the job. So let's get started. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is just sometimes very, very funny things happen. You can look at them as annoying or you can look at them as really funny. But one of the things that happens is that sometimes you'll get a ticket in and there will be absolutely zero context. The only context you get is who the ticket is from and that they're having a problem with their computer. Sometimes you get a ticket that says, "Need help with my computer." There's nothing, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, like, what am I supposed to do with that information? And so what you have to do is sometimes you got to be like the detective. You have to figure out what the problem is. And the biggest important thing is like you have to document. You have to document. There is so much stuff you have to document. Even though that the user is not giving you all the information that you need, you have to gather that information, make sure it's in the ticket, make sure it's that is all documented, document all the things that you fixed, that you couldn't fix, the things that you tried, the things that you didn't try. You have to document everything, because what is going to happen is when you document something, you yourself are going to be able to go back to that information and you'll be able to figure out the solution quicker. You can be able to figure out things that didn't work the last time and things that might work for a future time. So you're going to be thankful that you did it. Your team is going to be thankful. And most importantly, the user is going to be thankful, because now they'll be able to go back to their work. You don't want to take someone so far from their work that they can't even like do anything. Sometimes okay, they can't do anything without their computer. So you have to if it's a situation that you experienced before, you can just go back to that ticket or go back to that documentation that you made and resolve the situation quicker so that, they can get back to their work. Which brings me to my next point. Speed is great. The situation I was talking about before, that's if you come across a situation again and again and again, you have documentation and you know how to fix it. And with that comes speed. But you can focus so much on making sure that the user gets back to their work quickly that you can all of a sudden break something. And I'm not talking like break something physically. I'm talking about for example, you're doing like file permissions and you're doing all this stuff. You're going looking at this group, looking at this group, looking at this file, this folder, seeing what the permissions are for each and everything. And you do all these little clicks, not realizing that you might have taken someone else off of a permission, and now they can't get access to the thing that they've always had access to. So speed is great, but what's more important than speed is making sure that you're not breaking something and taking someone else from their work. So one thing I've learned is just to slow down. What is that? I forgot what that phrase is. Slow and steady wins the race. Turtle, fox, rabbit, I think it was, all that stuff. Yes, speed is great, but you want to make sure that you're doing things, that you're being very thorough in your work. People are going to appreciate speed, but they're going to appreciate speed, but more than that, they're going to very much You're working so fast that you break something and now they got to wait even longer, you know? And if you do happen to break something, don't keep it to yourself. Be honest with the people. Be honest with what happened. Be honest with your team. Be honest with your manager. Be honest with the user, because communication is important. You know, you don't want to leave a user in the dark. Even if you don't have an update the ticket. Say, hey, I haven't heard back from so and so, but we're still trying to figure this out for you. I do apologize for the wait, but we're gonna try to work this out as fast as we can so you can get back to doing what you need to do. You know, that's better than silence, and they're just left wondering like, are we ever gonna fix this? Like, I don't even know if they're even thinking about this anymore. You know, updating the ticket even with no information it shows them that you're still thinking about the situation and that you're still working to resolve it, you know? And you not only want to communicate, you know, things like that to the users, but you also want to communicate that to your manager and to your team. You know, it's okay to say, hey, I got this ticket here and I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do about it. It's kind of taking me a long time to fix it. Don't be afraid to ask questions and get help so that the issue can be resolved. And when you're trying to figure out how to work this ticket, you just got to start with the simple stuff. I am a big notorious fan of finding resolutions to issues and having that not be the actual resolution to the issue, because I didn't check a cable. I didn't check that cable was there, that it was plugged in. Sometimes the easiest fixes are just the little tiny things. The little starter things. You know, like you got starter locks? Okay, that makes no sense. Sometimes it's just the little starter things. Sometimes the power cable's not plugged in. Sometimes the Ethernet cable's not plugged in. Sometimes the switch is on the wrong network. It's in the wrong VLAN. Instead of, hey, I think we got to replace this whole switch. How about you check everything else first? Did you check the cables? Did you check the VLANs? Is the machine even on? Has it been adopted into the ecosystem? You know, you want to make sure that you start simple. That 20-minute YouTube tutorial that you saw last week is probably not going to help you in this situation. So leave it alone. Not today, kid. Not today. Not today. So yeah, in these 6 months, I've really learned just to slow down, take things one thing at a time. I've been notorious for wanting, like even right now, I'm trying to get the Network Plus. I'm trying to get the AZ900. I'm trying to work on the Security Plus. Sometimes you just got to focus on one thing. Get good at one thing. Learn the basics, get really good at the basics, and just keep it real simple, because a lot of this stuff is not difficult. A lot of the stuff at tier 1 most times it's not difficult stuff. It's very simple stuff. It's kind of like the tutorial to this whole tech industry. Very simple. Keep it simple. And I really think that you will be okay. I think you'll be okay. Like some days you might be deep in creating some GPOs or editing permissions or configuring a switch. And some days you might just be putting in a cable and you get called all the way to the other side of the building because you asked them if they reset their computer and they said yes. So now you got to go all the way over to the other side of the building and you restart the computer, and all of a sudden, somehow the computer is working correctly again. How did that happen? You know what I'm saying? How did that happen? Maybe I have the magic touch. That's what they always say. Oh, you got the magic touch. Maybe I do, but I feel like maybe you... Anyways. I say that all to say, get really good at the basics. Document everything. Take your time. Start simple. And continue learning. Because this world of IT, this world of tech is very vast. There's so many different niches. There's so many things that you can go into. But really getting down the basics is super important. And save the 20-minute video. Save the little YouTube tutorial that you saw last week. Save it for a different time because it probably won't apply this time. Okay. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I look forward to growing with you. Peace.